trying to slow it down. I got one foot in the door and one walking away right out of town. But I don't want to go home. I don't want to view the lonely pictures running in my head of all the things that I regret. Why do people take it for granted that the sun is in the sky? All these people watching the world pass them by to hide a fly.
Universal Audio has a very rich heritage in the world of audio production, and its founder, Bill Putnam Sr., is often widely regarded as the father of modern recording. This legacy has been further built on today with their incredible, innovative Apollo series of audio interfaces, which have dominated the mid to high tier market for a number of years since they were released. They've become the staple of studios and live rigs and bedrooms and pretty much anywhere an audio interface is needed. Up until this point, however, they've been very much at the premium end of the market, producing devices that people tend to graduate up to after dipping their toes in the water of recording with a much cheaper unit, without having a particular care as to how the unit sounds or what features it has. Well, this is where the brand new Universal Audio Vault series comes in. They've taken the UA flavour of vintage analog recording and they've now brought it to a much more affordable market. No longer will the world of Universal Audio be something that you aspire to after you've learnt the ropes on cheaper subpar devices, but rather a world in which you can enter into immediately with devices now designed for the entry level and beyond. They're beautifully simple, they're incredibly affordable, they're vintage inspired, and they're built with UA analog onboard processing on which their legacy has been built. I mean, look at these. It looks like they could have been plucked straight from the set of Mad Men. And it really suits them. I mean, it just perfectly represents what these units are trying to capture. You even get real wood trims on these 76 models, which is just lovely. So let's go through what they have to offer then. There are 5 models and they're split into 2 categories. To start, you have the most affordable Vault 1 and Vault 2. You've got 1 or 2 inputs respectively, and you have 2 outputs on them both. They're bus powered over USB 2.0 and they run on Mac, Windows, iPhones and iPads as well. They also both feature this vintage button, which brings in a circuit reminiscent of UA's classic 1950s 610 tube preamp, meaning you can make your recording sound like a record full of life and sheen without even having to leave your bedroom. It's lovely and rich sounding, sweet with a touch of sparkle, and it will make you realize what your recordings have been missing this whole time. They're ultra portable, and at this price point there really is nothing else that offers you this level of sound quality. Moving on to the second category of the Vault series, you have the Vault 76 models with the 176, the 276 and the 476, offering you either 1 or 2 preamps and up to 4 inputs respectively. Now, if you're a keen aficionado of vintage studio gear, then you could probably guess what the 76 in these model names is referring to. It's the 1176 compressor, one of the most famous and iconic pieces of studio gear in music history. This thing has appeared on everything and its sound has been recreated the world over. So, who better to have it feature on one of their interfaces than the very company who designed it themselves in the 60s. On these 76 units, UA have added a compressor that is inspired by this classic, with innovative analog circuitry that faithfully recreates the punch and presence that you would expect from the original. It's on the top of the interface on every preamp channel and is ready to use at the touch of a button. It is so easy to use. There are 3 presets on there, one for vocal, guitars, and a fast, which essentially is for drums or any other instruments with a fast transient attack. What's great about this is that you don't even have to know how to use a compressor or even know what it does. Just know that it's going to make your sound more even and consistent and more full of life and character. I mean, I've been recording music since I was about 16, and even I don't properly know how to use a compressor. So for an artist entering the recording world for the first time, this is a blessing, and it's teaching you at the early stages of your recording journey the valuable advantages of using compression.
BPM is through the roof and I'm trying to slow it down. I got one foot in the door and one walking away right out of town. But I don't want to go home. I don't want to feel the lonely pictures running in my head of all the things that I regret. Why do people take it for granted that the sun is in the sky? All these people watching the world pass them by, too high to fly a kite. But it's not that deep, but I'm a weeping mouth.
To top it off, 5-pin MIDI in and outs feature on every single device, and it means you can use your favourite vintage synth or MIDI keyboard and control all the sounds using your DAW. This is really a feature that you don't see enough on audio interfaces, particularly at this price point, and it plays very true to the vintage feel that these are trying to capture. It's a really useful feature. And speaking of really useful features, probably one of my favourite things about this entire range is that it's got a power button. I'm so sick of getting bus-powered audio interfaces with no power button that you can't plumb in and leave plugged in whilst your Mac goes to sleep. It's so annoying when the lights stay on, so I'm just so happy that it's got a power button. Combine all of this with the fact that it comes with a free version of Ableton Live Lite, as well as a ton of other studio plugins, as well as studio packs down the line that will feature headphones and microphones, and you literally have everything you need to start your home recording journey. Lovely stuff. Okay, so yes, UA are now doing these affordable interfaces with wonderfully simple designs and great useful added features like preamps and compressors. Big deal, right? I mean, why should you go for one of these over any of the hundreds of interfaces that are out there on the market? You just need a 2-channel input, don't you? I mean, why bother with all this added stuff? Because they want you to care about the quality of your sound. For too long now, people who have been looking for an affordable interface have just found one with the functionality they need and clicked buy without any kind of care as to how the thing sounds or what features it has on board. All they care about is that it works. Well, you can get great vintage sounds out of your interface without paying the Apollo price and above for all the DSP and plugins that they provide. Just because you're in the affordable market, it doesn't mean you don't get to care about the sound. With the Volt series, Universal Audio have provided an affordable entry point into the world of recording with devices that are just full of vintage analog feel and tone. Will you still want to graduate to one of their DSP-powered Apollo series in the future? Maybe, but until you're ready for that, UA have got you covered. Learn the ropes of recording while still getting that great vintage and analog sound that UA are known for. So there you have it. That was the Universal Audio Volt series. Thanks to Universal Audio for managing to get us some of these interfaces before the launch so we could have a little play with them and show you what they do. And also my thanks to Izzy Adams for lending her time and her voice to really show off the incredible capabilities of these interfaces. You can check them all out on our website, the link for which will be in the description, and let us know what you think of them in the comments. Are you going to be trading in your old interface for one of these? Let us know. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to see more things like this, and we will see you very soon.
But it's not that deep, but I'm weeping my way through these clouds. I've lost the sun and the moon is sleeping. Where do I go to now? I know there's light in me, but it's too damn dark to see. Thunderstorms ahead with If clouds of sorrow soak my bed, what do